Hi everybody, and thank you for watching. So this is my final goodbye with Rite. So this is the closest Rite to my home, and you can see here it's the last 7 days. So I was talking to the cashier, I was saying goodbye to her, and basically Sunday is the last day. So I'm very sad to see that Rite did declare bankrupt. I know they declared bankrupt last year, but I thought they would come back from it, but I guess not. You can see all of the fixtures here are at 50% off. So they have tables, they have a few stuff. I was looking at that kind of like white display, thinking maybe I can use that, but I just don't really have the space with my stockpile. But yeah, there was just nothing there. All of the fixtures were 50% off. I asked them if they had any of like the shopping baskets. She said nope, they sold almost a couple of days ago when they ran out of plastic bags. They ended up people just bought them for like $7.50, and yeah, so there was no shopping cart. There was some shopping carts, but no shopping baskets. So I did walk around. There was really only two main aisles that was left. So you can see here, basically all of the cards were 90% off plus an additional 20% off. So if you do want to stock up on birthday cards, Christmas cards, any of those, I suggest you go to Rite Aid as soon as possible. So they still have endless amount of cards here at a heavy discount, and then you can go a little bit further down, and then they had a few more cards and a few bags. They also had a few invitations and stuff like that. But other than that, there wasn't much when it came to these items. And then I will go down the main aisle. I just wanted to see what was here. So you just have these two kind of aisles of cards. They have some invitations here. Everything else is completely empty. So that was the aisle on the right. I'll go down that later. But there's like nothing here. Absolutely nothing, which is very, very sad to see. So I will go down the main aisle, and I actually picked up a few stuff, so I'll show you that later on. But you can see here you've got all of these cold and flu. They're 80% off but an extra 20% off. We have a few moisturizers and a few lotions. Not much. They're 70% off with an extra 20% off. We have some shampoos and conditioners, a few stylers. Not much, but yeah, I'm surprised there's still this much items. I thought that would be absolutely nothing. I did come to this Rite Aid, I would say, before my procedure, so almost three weeks ago, and they were telling me that it was closing down. I had a feeling because when I did go into my CVS app, the first thing that pops up is like, because it's based on location, it's like welcome Rite Aid customers. So all of the people that used to get their prescriptions from Rite Aid, they moved it to the CVS that was close to me. So I had a feeling that they were shutting down. I just didn't know when. They told me the end of the month last time I went, but I guess it's going to be closing sooner based on the amount of stuff that they have. So you see a few things here. There was some command hooks. There's a bunch of random stuff. So it still looks quite full, to be honest, because they were able to consolidate it into just this main aisle. And so over here you can see a whole bunch of vitamins. So they are 70% off plus that additional 20% off. We have a few more vitamins here. So I know last time when my other Rite Aid closed down, vitamins were the last thing to go. Same with a few like hair colors and stuff like that. We do have some baby items here that are 70% off plus an extra 20% off. So there was a good amount of stuff there. There was still some pull-ups, baby medicine. There was some Depend still there. There was a few stuff when it came to leggings and stuff like that. When it came to alcohol, there was only a small amount, and they actually put it in this display cabinet here that I'm going to show you. I remember that display cabinet was full of perfume, and now it's just got this small amount of alcohol, just a few bottles of wine, and they're 70% off as well. And then we have all the makeup here. So all this section here, most of it is CoverGirl and Revlon. So we have all of those over here. a few random stuff like nicotine and all that that's usually behind the counter was actually over there. And then you just have all of these makeup, cosmetics, everything on that side, and then over there. So that's basically it. That is my little tour of my Rite Aid that is closing. And then we are going to head to the dining table. I'll show you what I did pick up and how much everything cost me. And so this is everything that I did pick up at my Rite Aid. So you did see it is closing in 7 days. So everything was, or some of them were either 70% off or 80% off plus an additional 20% off. And then I was told Sunday is the last day. So come Thursday, I think they're going to still keep it at the 70 to 80. And then that bonus 20, they're going to jump it to like 30% or 40%. So we'll just see. I don't think I will be going back there, but I'm happy that I was able to pick up these few items. I'm going to go over the receipt really quickly. There was a few items that I did pick up purely because there's an Ibotta rebate on it, which makes it a bit more enticing. But everything else is just stuff that I wanted to get, especially the Highland kids cough syrup. This is the only one that my kid will basically take when they're sick. I checked all the expiry dates. I have one that's expiring in January, one in May, one in October next year. So more than enough time, and I'm happy I was able to stock up on these. Last time they were on clearance at CVS, I stocked up quite a lot. So it really helped us throughout the winter. And so it is going to be winter soon, even though it's still hot. And so this is going to be a good way for me to like have these on hand just in case they get sick. Okay, so I'm just going to go through my receipt really quickly and just let you know all the items, how much the regular price is, and then how much I was charged on my receipt. So the first two items is the Command little hooks. So their regular price for $6.99. After the discount, I only paid $1.67 each for those. I did pick up this Olay eye cream. It's normally $47.99. It rang up $11.51. That was the most expensive one that I did pick up, but I think it's something good. I rarely get Olay. Usually I get like L'Oreal and all that, and so it's good to have that on hand, especially if my mom comes. I did pick up two of these Cetaphil eye gel serums. They regularly $26.99. They rang up for $6.47, and then I got $2.50 back on each of those. So in the end, it would be a cost of like just under $4, which I think is an amazing price for something that's worth $27. I did pick up two of these Got To Be hair color. They're normally $16.99. They rang up $4.07, and I was giving back $3 on each, which will make that only $1.07. So I thought that was a pretty good deal as well. I picked up one of these 14-day acai berry cleansers. So I don't know. I know I've been back and forth on my health journey, and I thought this would be pretty good after I've recovered from my procedure. Maybe I'll do this. I take those 4 tablets per day for 14 days, see if it kickstarts my metabolism and my weight loss. But that one there is normally $17.49. It rang up for $4.19, which I thought was pretty good. With the Highlands, so the single one over there is normally $13.99. It rang up for $2.10. And then the double day and night ones, they're regularly $23.99, and they rang up for $3.83. So to pay $2 each on these, and they're normally like anywhere from $13 to $15 each. And I would have to go to the store anyway and pick these up if my kid does get sick. So I'm always trying really hard to find stuff that my family uses, and to pick these up, I thought that was amazing. I really basically cleared them out. I think they had one more, but it's the organic one that it's very thick and like more like a honey base, and I got that last time for my daughter and she did not like it. But these ones, they like it, and so I was happy to find them on clearance at my Rite Aid. And so yeah, that's basically it. That's everything I did pick up. So everything totaled $53.71 before tax. I'm just going to show you my receipt really quickly. So there are all the items. So Olay is the most expensive, and then I picked up the Cetaphil purely because I bought a rebate. So before tax, it was $53.71, and then I should be getting $11 back from Ibotta between the Cetaphil and the Got To Be. So in the end, everything will total me $42.71 divided by how many items there's 12 items. It's about $3.50 per item, which is not bad. And so it's pretty sad that Rite Aid is closing. I didn't realize that the other Rite Aid that's a bit further from me that I used to go to on the way to work already closed like a week ago. This one's going to close in 7 days. And so, yeah, I'm very sad that Rite Aid is gone. I did say goodbye to Rite Aid back, I think, in May was my last video when I had to go in there and use up my gift card and all of my bonus points. But yeah, now it's officially saying goodbye. You saw the store. There was only like basically one full aisle, and then all of the cards, and then the fixtures, and then a small little bit of makeup. So there's barely anything left. And so they've only got 7 more days. And so we'll just see. When I was there was a few customers that were buying quite a lot of vitamins and all that. I went in there and I got a few stuff that my family will use, and just a few extra stuff. But yeah, it's very sad to see a store like this close, and then a company as a whole close. And so, yeah, but I'll continue to coupon at CVS and Walgreens. So hopefully those are going to be around for a long time. But yeah, it's really sad that Rite Aid did declare bankrupt, and they've shut down basically all the stores in California, I believe, and basically around the country. So I don't think there's going to be any Rite Aid at all. I actually still have one of the old Rite Aid reusable bags. I'm gonna like frame that or something, because we're never gonna see that again. Kind of like when Toys R Us closed down, it's hard to find items that have the Toys R Us name on it. So other than that, that is my little Rite Aid tour of my store that's closing, and my little basically my little haul here. And so yeah, goodbye to Rite Aid, and that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and happy shopping.